The Cereal Research Nonprofit Limited Company is the largest agricultural research institution in Hungary, and at present offers 186 plant varieties and hybrids of 23 plant species for commercial production. Breeding takes place at the company's headquarters in Szeged, at its research station in Táplán-Szentkereszt, and at several other minor research stations. These sites represent the various climatic conditions and soil types in Hungary. Breeding and selection efforts at these locations have led to improved plant varieties with broad adaptability and top-quality seed production. Field trials and breeder seed multiplication are carried out on 2,000 hectares of company-owned land scattered across the country, including the Dénes Major Grange in Kiszombor. Breeding and distribution of varieties are based on a network of 200 domestic partners and 50 foreign companies. A number of our cultivars are being tested abroad as well. The company has received a number of professional and national prizes for our researchers' outstanding scientific achievements, for plant varieties, for patents, and for results in introducing plant varieties into commercial production. Our primary technique in wheat breeding is the pedigree method based on head selection. We produce stocks from successive generations of an annual 1,000 to 1,200 new combinations by examining tens of thousands of individual plants or ears. The progeny from the stocks is screened for several years for yielding ability, flower quality, and biotic and abiotic stress resistance, with only the best being multiplied. Disease resistance in recently developed stocks is tested not only under natural conditions, but also in trials with artificial inoculation. Small plot and strip trial results have confirmed that plant varieties developed by our company can perform well under a wide range of conditions. Currently, 34 of our Estivum wheat varieties and 2 of our Durum wheat varieties are commercially produced. Both the Grand Prize awarded by the Hungarian Innovation Foundation in the spring of 1998 and the Agricultural Innovation Prize granted to us twice by the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development have acknowledged our successes in wheat breeding. Our bred wheat varieties are grown on 30 to 35% of the domestic growing area, Durum wheat varieties on 80 to 90%, and Triticale varieties on 30 to 40%. With a leading share of the market, our varieties are widely grown and favored throughout the country. The nutritional value of varieties plays a central role in our breeding efforts. GK Békés, GK Oti, and GK Tisza are ranked in the Pannon Premium category. They possess excellent bread-making properties, including high gluten and protein content, A2 to A1 flour quality, and high flour output. The dough made from them has both superb rheological characteristics and a high falling number. Facts show that the prominent market position, outstanding yielding ability, and strong bread-making properties of our varieties enable farmers to earn annual profits of several billion forints, or several million euros. Other cereals like winter durum wheat, winter and spring triticale, winter and spring barley, winter and spring oats, and winter rye also represent significant economic assets. Our wheat varieties are grown in major farming areas in Slovenia, Slovakia, and Romania within the Carpathian Basin. Serbia imports 100 to 150 tons of durum wheat seed annually. Various analytical techniques and tests are used in the flour quality testing laboratory to assess the properties and quality parameters of the different wheat varieties, from the early generations to the finished products. Our research aims to meet the requirements of the milling and baking industries, and therefore, wheat quality is analyzed in predictive bread baking tests as well. Femini is a patented dietetic product line with a 20-year history for patients suffering from celiac disease, phenylketonuria, and renal failure. These products are manufactured in the small works at the Flour Quality Testing Laboratory. Diabet Mix and Diabet Mox, collaborative efforts between our company and Diabet Trade Limited, represent patented diabetic product lines for both diabetic and weight diets. Our maize program is developed in line with market trends. In addition to identifying the most valuable hybrid combinations, our breeders endeavor to find solutions to meet future demand for the specific utilization of maize as well. Testing production techniques for maize genotypes forms an integral part of our activities. We publish the results in production technique guides, which we include in our variety catalog and distribute among experts involved in practical farming, so that they can ensure competitive maize production. A project was launched in 2011 to concentrate the research activities of the company in Kishzombor. As part of this, a 450 square meter light structure building was assembled on the premises of the seed plant, in which conditions are optimal for maize breeding. Our company can offer competitive hybrids in each maturity group produced in the Carpathian Basin. International cooperation facilitates the creation of joint hybrids and enables us to test our maize hybrids in foreign countries. During the past years, our maize hybrids have been registered not only in Hungary, but also in Romania, Slovakia, and the Commonwealth of Independent States. Demand is increasing for maize hybrids developed in Szeged, owing to recent findings in maize breeding. Sarolta, a very early maize hybrid, is popular and widely grown in Hungary, Romania, and the Commonwealth of Independent States. In the same maturity group, a novel maize hybrid, GKT288, was launched in 2011. The assortment of hybrids that form part of the early maturity group is very impressive, and certain hybrids are already well known to farmers. Szegedi 349, with its above-average grits yield, and Szegedi 352 are the earliest in this group. Csanád and GK Boglár are top yielders under intensive conditions, while Szegedi TC376 is a remarkable performer under relatively dry and less intensive conditions. The results of Szegedi 386, a novel grain hybrid, have been encouraging in strip trials. Also, Kennész, a maize hybrid that forms part of the medium maturity group, came as a real surprise to farmers with its outstanding performance in both dry and wet years. Szegedi 521 is an ideal silo maize hybrid for calorie-rich forage. Our grain and silage sorghum varieties are profitable forage crops because they have excellent drought tolerance and grow well in poor soils. The forage sorghum species are anticipated to be significant as renewable energy sources in the near future. The current goals of our sunflower breeding, with its several decades-long history, are to increase yielding ability and oil content, to improve disease resistance and drought tolerance, this being the most threatening abiotic stress, and to breed special herbicide-resistant hybrids. A research program began a few years ago to breed high oleic sunflowers and high linoleic linseed. Oil from the cultivars that have resulted from this fruitful program can compete with olive oil in terms of quality. Certain genotypes of what are referred to as IMI herbicide-resistant sunflowers represent promising hybrid candidates. These were tested in performance trials in 2011. Our commercial oilseed sunflower hybrids include Manitou, which possesses downy mildew resistance, Volzer, a novelty which has an extremely high oil content, Mendala, which exhibits excellent drought tolerance, Supersol, which delivers a tremendous yield, and Bambo, a reliable hybrid in decades-long commercial production. The edible-type sunflower hybrid Moritza II is easy to dehull and is a favorite in agricultural production. Linseed production has lately increased in Europe, and our company has a number of registered linseed varieties, which we can offer for production. Our linseed varieties are very popular in Great Britain, with the majority of the seed being sold there. Our assortment of winter rapeseed involves varieties as well as hybrids. The winter rapeseed breeding at our Field Crops Research Station in Taplan-Szentkereszt was acknowledged by the Prize for Produce at the Farmer Expo in Debrecen in 2005. The mid-late Pannonia Kince soybean variety has wide adaptability and a superior yielding ability of 4 tons per hectare or more, especially if irrigated. This jewel of our breeding efforts won the prize for agricultural development at the National Agriculture and Food Exhibition in 2011. Domestic soybean production was boosted through its commercial introduction. The total domestic soy growing area totals 40,000 hectares, and this cultivar is grown on 20% of that. Our company can supply the seed for highly productive yellow, red, and white grain millet varieties that originate from the millet breeding program. Hungarian millet is a cultivar with outstanding drought tolerance and can also be grown for grain and green forage. The seeds from our high-yielding diploid and tetraploid red clover varieties are available on the market. Our variety assortment includes buckwheat as well. This is a cultivar for organic production and health food. The results of laboratory research support plant breeding and enhance its compatibility. Variety breeding is supported by a wide range of activities, including molecular marker-assisted selection, the development of dihaploids, research on the genetic background of abiotic and biotic stress resistance, the identification and physiology of pests, and the testing of the bread-making quality of wheat. Our research on Fusarium head blight, leaf rust, and leaf spot on wheat has been identified as being of crucial importance, and our findings in these areas have had an impact internationally. Currently, a number of commercial wheat varieties and variety candidates bred in Szeged exhibit considerably higher resistance to Fusarium head blight than the average. The majority of our wheat varieties also demonstrate resistance to leaf rust. Marker-assisted selection is also applied in our programs to detect Fusarium head blight and leaf rust resistance. Fusarium head blight, stem rust, and leaf diseases are tested in separate nurseries. The greenhouse method for stress diagnostics facilitates a complex comparison of drought tolerance in various wheat varieties and stocks. Both the current varieties and variety candidates undergo trials to identify the optimum inputs and environmental conditions for production. Based on the results, variety-specific production techniques are determined and recommended to farmers. The seed plant in Kiszombor serves as the center for seed and hybrid seed conditioning and distribution. The seed plant has 3,000 to 5,000 tons of seed conditioning capacity. It is primarily maize, sunflower, and wheat seeds that are conditioned and certified here, supplemented by the same activities for barley, triticale, rye, winter rapeseed, and soybean. Moreover, seed conditioning and certification are carried out at the seed plant for other companies under contract. Seed conditioning is done at our research station in Taplan-Szentkereszt as well, where red clover, millet, and Hungarian millet seeds are also conditioned. As participants at trade fairs and exhibitions, we were honored with the Crop Production Prize in 2005 and the Agricultural Development Prize in 2011, both at the National Agriculture and Food Exhibition. On several occasions, we have also won the prize for produce and the grand prize at the Mezőgazda Expo in Hódmezővásárhely and at the Farmer Expo in Debrecen. The ultimate goal of our plant breeding efforts is to develop field crops that represent high economic value for farmers so that they can meet the competitive challenges of agricultural production. Our almost 9 decades of plant breeding and the dedication, expertise, and experience of our research workers are the keys to our success. Our staff, and in particular our sales representatives, who are committed to maintaining contact with farmers, are always ready to provide information on the financial value of plant varieties and hybrids and the availability of seeds. The Cereal Research Nonprofit Limited Company hopes to welcome you among its partners in the near future.